Do you feel like you can manifest the small things and not the big things? Do you feel like manifestation works when you don't care that much, but the things that you really care about, it's not quite working? If you do, stay tuned because this is the video for you. Hello everyone, I am your Muse Traci. I am your favorite manifestation coach. I am here to inspire you and empower you to live the life of your dreams, to create on purpose exactly what you want in all areas of your life, to stop settling and to stop suffering. You're not here to do either one of those things. If that sounds good to you, you're more than welcome to subscribe to my channel, where I offer lots of videos to help empower you and free you from limitations, basically, is what we're trying to do. I don't need to teach you how to manifest. You're brilliant at manifesting already. So I offer one-on-one coaching and I offer group coaching as well. In my coaching program, we take a deep dive into your subconscious programming or your belief system, and we do the work to change the programming that is effectively covering up or masking your true nature. I take you through the process of identifying and changing your programming. I'll also teach you how to integrate the creator belief system. I'll teach you how to release stored emotions from the past, as well as teaching you how to honor and process your emotions on an ongoing basis, which is not that talked about in the manifesting community, and it's so important. Your emotions are so important. We're not suppressing them and denying them. We're learning how to use them. They're a powerful tool. So I teach you how to do this on an ongoing basis, as well as much, much more. We meet 2 to 3 times per week in this coaching program. And in between the sessions, you have email access to me as well. It's an intensive month designed to create real transformation in every area of your life. And, you know, this is for you if you want to move past the one-off sort of emergency or Band-Aid type of coaching sessions. I am not about that. I want to be there for you guys, but my real passion is empowering you and setting you free so that you don't need coaching year after year after year. And I don't need you to be a client year after year after year. There's plenty of people who can learn about this. Okay. So I want you to come into coaching, get this intense, you know, sessions or whatever you want to say, this intense time, I guess, program, and then be set free and live your life and, you know, and then go teach other people also. So either way, whether you want to stay in coaching for 2 to 3 months, some shorter, some longer, either way, my clients come out of the program transformed and back in their ability to create everything they desire. They stop struggling, stop suffering, and they finally understand how to apply all the manifesting knowledge, you know, intellectual knowledge that they've been consuming for sometimes years. So if that sounds good to you and you're interested, send me an email. You can buy it on my website. I have a wait list. So the sooner you get on the wait list, the sooner we can get going in this program and make 2025 your best year yet. Stop settling, stop suffering. You know, we're not here to do that. And again, we just need to shed some layers, some things that are covering up your true nature. That's it. It's not wild and out of this world. Okay. It's quite simple. Okay, so on to the topic for today. Do you feel like you can manifest the little things, but not the big things? This is sort of, this is the question of the week that I get asked all the time. And not only do my clients come to me and feel this way, but I used to think this. I sat in the hot seat at an Abraham Hicks seminar, and this was my question. I said, I can, you know, manifest the little things, but not the big things, okay? And I was so nervous, I don't even remember what the response was. And also it was so many years ago. So not only do my clients ask me this, and I get comments on the, I get emails all the time, I get comments on the videos all the time. It's a thing. And I felt this way as well. Now, I want to start from the beginning and understand, first of all, why we consider some things little and some things bigger. And I've recorded other videos where I dive deeper into this, but I have to talk about this in this video, at least a little bit. It's not a deep dive into this, but I have to touch on this in order for this to really have an impact. So things become bigger, not because they actually are, but because of the difference that we think that the thing that we're manifesting, the big thing, the impact that we think it's going to have on our life. In other words, the amount of improvement that we think that thing brings into our life is what makes it a big thing, right? So like a cup of coffee, sure, there's some enjoyment it's going to bring into our life, but it's not life-changing. Whereas a relationship, a love rate relationship, or an amount of money, or a job, or a car, or a house, or a career, or family dynamics, all of these things, we believe if those things manifested, the improvement in our life would be quite big. That's what makes it a big manifestation. The amount of improvement that we have, and we do this unconsciously, we have assessed and said, if I have that thing, then my life will improve greatly. Okay? So I want to be clear that it's not the thing, it's the amount of improvement that we have assigned to the thing that we, right? It's the gap between where we are and where we think we'll be when this thing shows up. It's the gap. And so again, the gap for how I am now, and if I have a free cup of coffee, I don't know, it's a pretty small gap. How I am, and if I get my dream relationship or the car, the travel, the amount of money, whatever, bigger gap. Okay. So this is why we think it's a big manifestation. Now, this is also why we get more fearful, because the bigger the reward, the bigger the risk of not getting it, so to speak. So to speak, there's no real risk, but we get all balled up in it because, again, the level of improvement that we want, we really, really want that level of improvement. If we feel like we're not getting it, then we get all balled up in it. And we get fearful that it's not happening. We get doubtful if it will happen. And we get in our own way. Where with, again, the smaller things, a cup of coffee, you can intend for it and then let it go, because you're not all balled up and needing it to happen. And it's this needing it to happen that is a huge ball of resistance. And this is a huge source of holding things away from you. Because the very fact of you thinking that you need it in order for your life to improve, your state to improve, whatever it is to improve, means that you are missing it. You're lacking it. You identify yourself as not having it. And as within, so without. So do you guys see the missing piece here? The missing piece is you've deemed yourself as missing this thing that you really want, and you really want it because you believe the amount of improvement it brings to your life is significant. And you want that. You want to have a significant improvement to your life. But the significant improvement is not found out there, because nothing out there is ever making you feel anything. You're doing that. And if you're doing that when the thing shows up, you can do that right now. You can do that right now. This is the whole thing of living in the end. You live in the end when the thing shows up? No, you live in the end now. You feel as if you have that thing. You feel the contentment, the feelings of having that thing now, so that the improvement that, when the thing shows up becomes diminished. You collapse the gap. You collapse the gap. And by the way, this collapsing of the gap is exactly how you manifest. This is exactly how you manifest. Now, some people are going to come in the comments and say, stop telling people to just, live in their imagination and don't need it out there. I'm not saying that. You get to have it out there. I'm telling you the way to have it out there. So don't get it wrong. I'm not saying just go live in your imagination and, be happy. Well, I am saying that, but but this is the way that you get to have it out there. This is the way you manifest. As within, so without. So when you say, I'm missing this thing, me right here, I'm missing this thing. I am without this thing. I feel that I am without it. And so here I am. And when it shows up, I will feel better. There is a gap. And you are saying that you don't have it. As within, so without. It can't show up from this way. It can't show up because you're not a match, basically. You're not a match to the thing. So you need to find a way. This is where all the techniques come in. You can use whatever technique you resonates with you. There's not one technique. The technique isn't doing it, you guys. For one person, they go and, stand on their head and twirl around and go. I don't know what they do. But if they believe it works, it works. So whatever you believe works, if that's visualizing, if that's affirming, if that's just choosing and deciding, just knowing who you are and choosing and deciding and then giving it to yourself, that's really the key. That's really the key. And if you need techniques to help you get there, then use whatever techniques you want. But whatever brings you to the source of fulfillment now, in other words, the feeling you would have when the thing shows up, that's how you collapse the gap. That's how you collapse the gap. And as within, so without, when you collapse that gap, it has to be there. It has to be there. Now, this is an energetic gap, and you can't fool energy. Okay? I want to be clear about this. This is not really a mind thing. You can use the mind to get yourself there, but you also can't fake it. You can't fake it. Okay? And that's why I always bring you guys back to start with the foundation. Know who you are. Have faith in who you are. Understand that as within, so without. Because if you really understand as within, so without, then you do what you need to do to collapse the gap. And Neville teaches this. It's one simple question. What would the feeling be like if you had it? What would the feeling be like? And you contemplate that. And you put yourself into the situation of having it. I like to go, sort of into it, a month into it, 3 months into it, a year into it. I don't go to the, announcement because that's a different feeling. The announcement is a different feeling. So you go a month into it, whatever it is, relationship, a car, a house, a career, money, whatever it is, a month into it. Because now we're sort of like, we're marinating, we're sinking in, we're dropping into it. It's not like the shock of like, here it is. That's a different feeling. So you go a month into it and you contemplate, you visualize, you think about what would the feeling be like. And so now when you are in this moment, giving yourself the feeling, you're not waiting for something to show up out there. You are asking the simple question, like Neville teaches, what would the feeling be like? And you visualize, you can have an inner conversation, whatever works for you. But you understand what that feeling would be like, and you marinate in that feeling. You give that feeling to yourself now. Now the big thing isn't so big. It isn't so big because why? There's not a gap. There's not my life will improve this much when I have the thing, because you're already doing the inner work to improve your life or your state of being in this case. So you're collapsing the gap. And when you collapse this gap, you are bringing down the need to have it out there. The need to have it out there, you guys, I'm telling you right now, is a block. You have to find a way to dissolve that. If you need to see it out there, you are saying, I don't have it. You are saying, I am lacking this. And now there's a gap. And, so why do you need it? That's something to look at. Why do you need it? What are you missing? Is it love? Is it validation? Is it worthiness? All of that is found from within, from self-love and self-acceptance. And I'm not talking about a spa day. That's not the self-love that I'm talking about. I'm talking about self-acceptance and being the source of love and validation and worthiness, right? Because again, if you think someone showing up is going to make you feel those things, that's never what's happening. You are the source of your feelings, good, bad, and indifferent. It's never the thing showing up that is the source of your feelings. That's an illusion. And you need to break out of that illusion so that you don't stay stuck and feel like you're reliant on external things giving you some feeling. That's an illusion. It's a complete illusion, and it's a trap, kind of, right? All right, you guys. So the biggest takeaway is as within, so without. The big things, again, we do it unconsciously. There's a gap. There's a big gap. That's why it's a big thing. There are no big things in the universe to your higher self, to God, to your soul, whatever you want to call it, whatever label you put on it that resonates with you. There's no big things. Coffee, relationship, house, a castle, it's all the same. But to you, there's big things. And I'm explaining to you, I want you to understand why it's big. It's big because of the amount of improvement you think the thing brings to you. And guess what? That's just a perception. That's just a meaning that you've assigned to it. And to succeed at manifesting the big things, you really have to collapse this gap. And you collapse that gap by feeling whatever you think that thing is going to give you, and you feel it now. Because why can you do this? You are the source of your feelings. You are always the source of your feelings. Watch this video a couple of times. It's a lot to resonate with, but if you can get this, then you're starting to master manifesting. And if you stay, yeah, but I just want it out there. I just really want it out there. Okay, well, let me know how that's working for you. You get to have it out there, but this is how you get to have it out there. All right, you guys, little tough love in this video because I don't want you guys staying stuck. There's nothing good coming of that, Nothing in the universe benefits from you being stuck. Nothing. Everyone and everything wants your bliss, your happiness, but you have to figure out how to give it to yourself. All right, you guys, that's it for this video. Leave me a comment down below. Let's start manifesting the big stuff, just like we manifest the little stuff. Collapse the gap internally. Give the feelings to yourself because, say it with me, as within, so without. It has to be there. And if you know who you are, you can trust that. You can trust that and you can have full faith. All right, you guys, see you in the next video.